I work at a funeral home, and this has never happened before. It was the night shift. I was completely alone. I decided to record for a bit, because people say strange things happen here. The hallways were empty. Lights on. Everything normal. I walked into the main room, showed the closed caskets. Nothing out of place. Then I heard it. A sharp thud. Something fell at the end of the hallway. I thought it was a picture frame or decoration placed badly. When I pointed my phone, one of the funeral flowers was on the floor. The base was far from the table, like it had been pushed. No windows open. No air draft. I replayed the video, and right before it fell, you can clearly see the cushion on the chair sink down, like Soma had just stood up. If you worked there alone at night, would you keep recording?
Estamos aquí en la funeral, otra vez, con ruido. Entonces, está solo. Ahora sí, igual pinche que se ve, que nada. Estoy solo en la chingada. Estoy solo. Chingada. La chingada.
The girl in white who vanished on the beach. No one else saw her. I shouldn't have recorded that. I was at the beach at sunset, almost no one around. Just the sound of the waves and the wind. I pulled out my phone because I saw a small girl standing there, alone, wearing a white dress, moving with the breeze. It felt wrong. I couldn't see any parents nearby. Primera zoomed in. She was staring at the ocean, completely still. Then, she took one step forward. I thought she would run or laugh, but she didn't. Say, she's bunnies. If she didn't run, she didn't go into the water, she didn't fall. Say, Bunny said. I lowered my phone and looked at the shore. No one. Later, when I checked the footage, when I zoom in again, she turns her head toward me. But I never saw her turn. Tell me something. If she disappeared in front of me, who was the one staring back in the video? It wasn't a shadow. It was a little girl. I recorded it last night. I went into the cemetery because my dog slipped off his leash. It was late, really late. All I had was my phone flashlight. I found him standing in front of an old grave, wagging his tail, and she was there. A small girl, barefoot, wearing a pale dress, almost white in the cold light. She was petting my dog. My dog, who's scared of everything, didn't immobile, didn't bark, just stared at her. I said, hey, and right then, she stopped petting him. She didn't run. She didn't walk away. She was just gone, vanished in front of me. But my dog kept wagging his tail, looking upward, like she was still there. Tell me something. If no one was there anymore, who was my dog looking at? It wasn't a scarecrow. I work guarding fruit crops, night shift, alone. At 12:37 a.m., I heard something between the rows. I thought it was an animal. I pulled out my phone, turned on the flashlight. Between the trees, I saw something red. At first I thought it was a plastic bag stuck on a branch, but it wasn't moving with the wind. Premier zoomed in. It looked like a mask. Red with black details. Too bright to belong there. It was at the height of a small person. Completely still. I kept recording. It didn't move until the mask tilted. Slowly, like it was looking at me. My stomach dropped. I stepped back, and right then, it disappeared between the rows. I ran to where it had been. No footprints, no broken branches, nothing. But when I checked the video at home in the last second, before my flashlight drops, you can see the mask is closer. Much closer. Tell me something. If I never saw it move, how did it end up less than 6 feet away from me? There was no one around, and still, the motorcycle started. I recorded this 2 nights ago. I was on my balcony, couldn't sleep. At 1:18 a.m., I heard the sound of a bike trying to start. I thought it was a neighbor. But when I looked down, the street was empty. Only one motorcycle parked in front of the building. I pulled out my phone, started recording. Total silence. Then, suddenly, the dashboard lit up. The headlights turned on by themselves. The engine started, loud, like someone had turned the key, but no one was on it. The suspension dipped slightly, like someone had just sat down and the bike moved. Slow at first, then it turned the corner. Beat self. I ran downstairs. No wires. No remote device. No one running away. Later, when I replayed the footage, right when the engine starts, there's another sound. A second one. Like breathing. Very close to my microphone. But I was alone on that balcony. Tell me something. If no one was on the street, who started the motorcycle? And who was breathing next to me? I don't believe in rituals, but after this, I'm not so sure. We went into an abandoned building. A place with history. They say a family died there years ago. We just wanted to record content. We lit several candles. Nothing dramatic. Just silence, dust, and echoes. One of my friends started calling spirits. I was just filming. I focused on one candle on the floor. The flame was completely still. No wind, no drafts. And then, from the left side of the frame, a child walks in, small. Dark clothes. Barefoot. He doesn't run. Doesn't speak. He just steps into frame and kicks the candle. It falls. The flame goes out. And the child, he's gone. He doesn't run away. Doesn't hide. He just disappears. I thought it was one of my friends. But when we reviewed the footage, they were all behind me. You can hear their voices. No one crosses the hallway. Tell me something. If no one was in front of the camera, who kicked the candle?
Aparición de Chucky en pleno live.
Puta, no me jodas, loco. Henry. Henry.
Comparte el video si quieres ver segunda parte de Chucky.
Henry.
It wasn't a reflection. We all saw him. It was nighttime. We went into the church because it was still open after Mass, almost empty. Just 5 people. And me, recording. The place was silent. Too silent. And then, we saw him. Near the altar. A priest. A priest. A priest standing still. We couldn't clearly see his face. The light barely reached him. but his robe was pale, and he was facing us. Someone whispered, "Father." No response. Another person spoke in Spanish. "Are you okay?" The atmosphere shifted. It felt cavey. An older woman stepped back, scared. Then someone gasped, and when we looked again, it was Gone. The altar was empty. We thought he had left through a side door, but there were no footsteps, no doors opening. We tried speaking to him again, like he was still there. Later, when I checked the footage, right when someone says "Father," there's another voice, Betty Lou, answering in Spanish, but at that moment, no one else was speaking. Tell me something. If the altar was empty, who answered us?